All right, there we go. Now we're recording. All right, so you can see here, like this is 2-point perspective. So if you were to trace just the top and the bottom of this partition wall until they converge, then you'd have eye level down somewhere it's going to be a vanishing point over here on the left. On the right side, you're going to have one like out here, maybe out of the picture. It's going to be close, but you can see everything is lined up at right angles, so it kind of helps. These columns are cruciform, meaning they're in the shape of a cross. They're like plan view it's a cross. So that detail probably might be a little bit tough to achieve, but so here I might start with like a line in the corner, like a vertical in the corner here. I think I might just start by doing part of this and then work on adding the rest to it. Okay, we're going to go back to my tablet here. Okay. Let's turn my paper this way. Over here. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, actually, I have to bring this up. Okay. All right, so I might just start with sketching in my eye level. I'll say that's my, just say here, I'll draw a little darker pencil so you can see a little bit better. And I think on the left side, I might just say I've got a vanishing point somewhere over here. I know I've got this one wall over on the left. Now I'm approximating here. I might just say I got a vanishing point. It's way out there toward my vanishing point. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this before, that when I was in school, we just would draw, and then like we would draw a perspective by just looking at things and trying to observe the angles of things correctly. But you get to use perspective to help you. Okay, this stuff a little bit here. There's that way back there. Okay, columns are like this way. Okay. Now my perspective might not match this, but I'm just going to say that it's okay. The column, so here's the base of the column, I'm going to go up and leave a little space away from the wall, and I can mark that. If here's the edge of the wall, like somewhere on the ceiling a little bit away from that, that's where that's going to be. And I can see this other column that sticks out, sits about right there. That's not bad. And just starting by sketching in lines like this, I think it's very helpful. And I gotta send that out. Okay, send a reminder in case anyone needs it. I know Wendy can't be here today. All right. Now to find there's a a mullion right in the middle of this opaque glass. I know that the edge of it is going to be like about there. So I'm going to cross my diagonal, approximate that, and then there's my vertical. Good. So, as long as your perspective doesn't look really wrong, if it's close, I think it's okay. How is this so far? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good, good, good. All right. Now, I think from here, this corner, good. And then I see this wall, this partition wall, taller. And I'm going to approximate like the rectangle I see right here. Oh God, what is this? Oh, yeah. Sorry about the crooked lines. But it's hard. Like if I'm looking at my drawing, I think it looks right, but I'm actually angling things up to the right, and then I can see this on like I can see like what you see of my iPad on the screen, and then I look and see like, oh yeah, that's really not straight. I'll try to get that cleaned up. Okay, so there's that and this, and so I'm going to look at like the length of this edge, the left edge of the brownish partition wall. I look at how much it seems to go above this line, how much it goes below, and then approximate that to get my height. So just drawing the line isn't automatically going to be the right height. Better. Okay, so I think it was like there and there. And then I'll do this out here. This out here. And then I will estimate the scale of it like that. And thickness, so top and the bottom, that's going to go to your vanishing point. That, okay, good. This area carpet aligns with the end of it, and then somewhere like here for that, maybe a little bit more there. I'm just not accurate with my angle. Yes, be careful when you're drawing to keep like really like keep your pencil like hold it tight, make it kind of rigid. Otherwise, if you're like just like curving a line, which is a very natural action, there's nothing, there's no like, deficiency on your part if like you're drawing and you curve lines. That's a much more natural action and something that's probably practiced in just about all of us. Um, and so sometimes drawing in perspective, you have to force yourself to draw artificially. Okay, then there's that there. Yeah, see this wall that's on the right here um, is farther back than these windows right there. I can see because if I just looking at the photograph, if you extend these lines in perspective, it won't match up with the green wall. The green wall. So if I do this, extend that. And then to make this wall, the green wall farther away, I'll just make the height, like the marks lower on the top, higher on the bottom, and then give myself like an approximate difference like that. Okay. Cool. I think this actually is not laid out too badly. What do you think? Okay, is it decent?
I think it looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. If I'm drawing something and you're like, oh, whoa, that's really wrong, you can just say like, hey, hold up. Okay. So this seam is in the center, and then there's like this like smaller section. The lower, yeah, that's like not quite in the middle, but that's really close to the like center and eye level. Okay. Now, yeah, here like we got some more. I think I might just have to. Well, it's kind of getting a little bit vague right there, but that's okay. I've got this like these divisions in the flooring, and I can see my perspective is not 100% on with the photo, but that's okay. You're if you're trying to make like a replica or a representation of this um, interior, you really just needs to be close enough, and it really needs to have all these different elements in it, like they're really like beautifully done, like the marble walls, the Barcelona chairs and stools, the columns, and the architectural edges and surfaces. So this is good. All right. Um, chairs. So like the legs of the chairs are like right on the edge of that carpet, and then here. And I wouldn't just have to like kind of, I think drawing, placing the furniture there, I think you kind of have to, you're just gonna have to like do a little bit of guesswork, because I really don't know. If I just say that like they occupy, like this much floor space, that can help me. And I think like a line coming out for the height of the back. It looks like it's like about this high. And then from the corners, I can just start these as boxes, as we often do, and go up to this here. And if I'm not quite right in proportion, I can change it as I'm working. Um, and as far as like breaking this down with like, you don't if I don't always have to draw like an entire box for the piece of furniture. Um, I might actually make this a little bit wider. These are wide chairs. That's better. And this does like the edge of this is like just a little, I think, to the inside of the column. So I think I'm doing okay. I'm pretty close to the. I think I'm going to have to put the column right there because I see the carpet goes right up to it. Okay, good. All right, and then I got like the back of this. I think like the back, like the thickness of the back of the chair, I can draw that in, even though like this is going to curve in. I think it's got to be longer. I think this might need to be a little taller, but we'll see. It is the seat of this chair. If you've ever sat, have any of you ever sat in this the Barcelona chair?
No, never.
Okay. I mean, the seat is pretty low. The seat's not very high off the ground. So here, hmm, seems to come out right there. Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. Now another thing that's important here, I like this chair on the right is obscured partially by this chair on the left. You can't see you can only see part of the seat of of either one of them. Um, I want to make sure that it's clear that this is the Barcelona chair and not some other chair. And so as long as I've got enough in it, I think I am starting to get that. I mean, I can. That's. I think I have my eye level a little too high or something. Just don't look quite right. I'm trying to. So it's also if your perspective doesn't exactly match the photograph, and you try to like if I say like in the photograph I see a certain amount of the seat, and my perspective isn't exactly the same as the photograph. If I try to use the size of the seat that I see in the picture with perspective that doesn't match it, it's going to look weird, which is why my chairs are have been looking weird. That's better. There, that's better. So I'm going to do that. That's better. Okay, and this does need to angle, but yeah, this chair angles back a lot. So this chair, the reason I ask is that having sat in the chair actually helps me because I know the angle it's got a pretty strong pitch to the back and to the seat, and it's meant for when you sit in it that the chair kind of holds you, which is pretty cool until you need to get out of the chair. They can be tough to get out of because there are no arms, and the angle is pretty. The pitch is very steep, and you kind of have to use your abs to get out of the chair, um, or roll out sideways, which is not the most graceful way to do it. I think Mies chose the like rolled out sideways. Okay. How's my drawing? That's okay. Yeah. So my perspective doesn't exactly match the photo, but that's okay. That is okay. Um, Hmm. And this here, this mullion. Um, yeah. Sometimes after drawing these chairs, it's nice to just take a break and go back and draw a little bit of the architecture. Um, so here, let me show this. Where did I put one of the dozens of pencil sharpeners I have? Sure. Come on, here you are. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's not a very good pencil knife for that. No, just that's right. I wanted to do the floor. Do have like these stools here against the wall. So there. Okay, that's good. There's where the stools go. There. So a little bit of this will help me to see what I'm drawing a little bit better. And then this wall back here. Sometimes you just gotta lay in a bit like a clear, darker area. Like that. And then this too. I'm gonna light some of this. Make this not as dark. Because these walls and that carpet are like areas where you see contrast in the interior. And so you want to make sure that those are there because it's such a simple interior that like um, I guess the veining in the marble and then the color of the marble is really important to the interior because it becomes prominent because of the simplicity of the interior. Now here, so center there, there, and then if that was just a little lower like that, and I see this like kind of an unusual choice, but I mean, I like the asymmetry of where they put this. Um, kind of like the book matched. There's like veining in the stone. So this is not. I'm not going to get all of the coolness that all the cool, interesting things that happen with this marble, but I just want to get some of it so that I can make it look like the thing I'm drawing. And smudging, especially for sketching, smudging is a really cool thing to be able to do because I can just darken something. It doesn't have to be super pristine. But then I also can take an eraser. Oh, that's a terrible eraser. It's just about at the end of its life. How about you? Oh, you're much better. Thank you. Um, that's cool. Yeah, that starts to make it look a little bit more like the thing I'm drawing. Um, here, there's some shadow back here. Back here, I'm going to really emphasize contrast here with the strong. This is challenging. I kind of like this. Like, Okay, so this is, I think, making an approximation of this. That's okay. That's a pretty good start. That might be all. You know, um, with this class being about sketching, sketching is something that is more informal, and so you can get away with some soft edges or just like the suggestion of something like this. I mean, really, you want to use sketching, like freehand sketching like this, if you're doing it with, like for like with a client or um, it's it's really like you draw for communication, and you once you have an understanding, you don't always need to keep drawing. Okay, good. So yeah, a lot of this stuff, like I can clean a lot of this stuff up when I need to. Um, like mainly, like right now, I want to make sure I'm getting um, about the right layout. How's that look so far?
Pretty realistic.
Yeah, good, not
That's
bad.
good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. That's nice. I mean, it's okay. With your own work, you can be as disappointed as you want to be. Um, but sometimes, sometimes they look good. Oh, shoot. Okay. Um, there. There we go. And then, so also, like, I like these little areas where you see shadows in these like little pockets of space, like right around here. I mean, that is something that I appreciate about some of the things that Mies van der Rohe designed. Is like this little space in here. Um, it's like there's this opaque glass to the outside, and I mean, it's kind of like, I guess you can do what you want there, but I just like it as these like little moments where he creates a little bit of space, um, and it's all. I mean, it's kind of abstract because there's nothing that says that it's got to be used in a certain way. Okay, light here. All right. And like here, there's another group of stools. Let's come to Yeah, come to about there. Okay. So that's very light. The floor is very light on the left side here. All right, the columns. I want to start the column just as a rectangle. Note. Yeah. So at the top of that, as I'm drawing it, looks. If you can manage to get this much detail in this, if it's small, it's tough to get this much detail. But the see, yeah, I see it like. Oh, this is really ugly. One more try. Kind of like that. Okay. Yeah, metal is tough because it's getting light from different places. So it doesn't always look like it's getting like light and reflection, and so can be hard to see light and shadow on metal, especially like polished metal like this. But something kind of like that is the top. What I'm seeing, maybe not, maybe it doesn't quite project out this far, but that's the idea. The plan view of that column is just a simple symmetrical cross. Okay. All right, let me see. I want to see what I got here. This is okay. This is okay. So I think doing something like this can be a good exercise in being able to see perspective and identify perspective and find it and work out how to draw it. You can imagine like a if you had a photograph of an existing interior and you are hired, you're going to be doing a renovation of the interior. You could take a photograph of it and trace the. I guess you could even trace the architectural edges and leave the old furnishings out, and then just put your stuff in. Um, that would be that would actually be a really quick way to do it, rather than like I know people. That goes back to the early days of the Google SketchUp when it was really simple, um, and it started out. It was just a free download and from Google, and then you could just do simple, pretty basic architectural interiors, or just like really any just draw, do I guess kind of blocky stuff. But I had a colleague that would do. What did she do? She would actually use AutoCAD. She would do a really simple, like 3D like no detail. Sometimes just like boxes for furniture. Sometimes no boxes for furniture at all, and just do like a really simple something that she could do relatively quickly in 3D AutoCAD. Or later she started using SketchUp, and then she would print it out and then draw on the print. And if she needed to change the perspective view, she could change it in the digital drawing and then print that out and then draw on it. So like drawing the detail was a lot faster for her. And I think just it was a lot faster for her to draw like furnishings and details by hand, but it was really helpful for her to have a digital version of the kind of like the perspective shell, so that she could do multiple views without having to redraw without having to redraw it. So I think people who are like the best people use both digital and hand drawing. So, but there are times when there is no time for anything digital, because digital stuff is it's slow, and drawing is immediate. You can just pick it up and start working. You don't need a power source. I guess you need to be able to see, but you know, all right. So this is what am I going to do? These simple. This is curve. A little bit of curve to these little benches. Okay, not bad. There. This curves in actually quite a bit more than I've drawn it, but that's okay. Yeah, so then here I might just spend a little time refining. Like here at this scale that I'm drawing, the detail, like like the leg of this chair is three-dimensional, and it's like a flat piece of steel, like a big flat noodle. Um, and so you can see that there is volume because there's some height to it, or some thickness. It's really hard for me to draw that down in here. Um, so I'm going to just do my best. I might just like put in a rectangle. I don't want to make it too tall though, because then it'll look like it's just like the metal is way too thick. So yeah, I think some of this. What am I going to do? Like there, I want my. There. Well, it's a little better. So they're a little. I guess this can be a little bit silly looking chairs, but I think from here I would work on refinements. Okay, there. All right, that's not bad. I think there are some things I'd clean up. Like I'm working with a soft pencil because I want you to be able to see it. If I use a lighter pencil, it might be harder for you to see what I'm drawing. Um, but hopefully you could see clearly enough what I was doing. Could you?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. How do your drawings look?
Not as good as yours.
You're meant to be learning, so this is a good thing to try because this is it's a well-known interior, and it's a good. I mean, it's a good challenge. I mean, like, with a lot of times, like when every time I make art, anytime I draw something, it's always a new drawing, and so that's it's I there's always something that I have to figure out every time I make a drawing, and I'm well practiced at perspective drawing, but like just this drawing today, like I can see like I've got some detail to straighten out here, and like that's something where I would just spend a little bit more time, um, maybe with like sharpen up my pencil and get some like a finer eraser or something like that, and just work on straightening out everything that is in there. The soft pencil gets very smudgy, and so it tends like this drawing starting to look a bit dirty. This is one reason that I like markers for shading, and even just like with the markers, you could put in light values with like a zero, like an N0 or an N2, and so you could put in like an area of tone without making it too heavy, and then also without making it like smear like crazy. So that might be something to integrate in what you're doing here. Okay. Well, that I think that is enough for the evening. I'm 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 uh I'm tired from this drawing. Good mental exertion. Um, Now, yeah. So no, with drawings like this, you're following along. It's almost like this is almost like a quiz. You don't know what you're going to get until we start, and then you just start working on it. Um, do your best, and if I think there is value in trying, but not succeeding when you're doing something because it's something that will help you to learn. I'm going to want to look at your drawings at the beginning of class on Wednesday, and I want to see what you got. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
You too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Good night.
Good night.